Okay, I'm reloading some 30-06 ammunition here. I got used brass. I'll just go through the basic steps here and try to edit this. I got used brass. I tumbled it using lizard bedding, crushed walnut shells with Brasso or polishing compound. You kind of see, I let them run for about an hour, and you can see like this one was really stained up. It's still got some stain on it. But all in all, if they're in decent shape, they come out fairly nice looking. So what I do, I'm going to put this in a tumbler. I'm going to take it outside, put it in a tumbler, tumble it, get all the dust out of it, and then get them ready to prep. They've already been decapped with a decapping die. I went in and did that. I don't think you need to do that before you clean them. But the die set, I had to use die set in it. The sizer was broke on it, but I happen to have just a regular decapping die, so I just went and decapped them. I've now got the other die set fixed. But anyway, I'm gonna clean that out, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, I've got the media out of these. They're a bit, you can see this, they're a bit dusty looking. My lighting here is not the greatest. They're a little bit dusty from the leftover powder residue from the walnut shells, but it's very fine, very fine dust. I think I'm just going to leave it on. Almost can't really tell when I wipe it. I mean, almost can't even see it on the cloth, so it's very fine. I'm going to leave it on there, and I'm going to use this one-shot case lube. I've never used this before, so this is a first time for me. I've been using that sticky lube, and it gets all over everything. It's just kind of a pain. So I decided I'm going to try something different. So I'm going to get the sticky lube this time. I'm going to lube the shells. Let me pause this and get set up. Okay, I'm getting the lube, this dry lube sprayed on for the directions. Really one-shot case lube. This is the first time for me trying this. I've been using that tacky lube, and the tacky lube is kind of a pain. It gets on everything. This stuff is supposed to dry within minutes and will not mess up your primer or powder. And I say to spray it at a 45-degree angle so that it gets inside your case mouth as well. And I also clean my sizing die, took it apart, cleaned it, sprayed that material in it for the directions. I'm going to get close up here, and then I'll start sizing these. Okay, here we go. I got a RCBS press. I'm not sure which model it is. It's missing the primer stuff, but I got a benchtop primer tool for it. Yeah, that went pretty smooth. It didn't hang up. I set the die according to the directions, seated it down to the surface of the shell holder, and then turned it a quarter turn, tighten it. Yeah, this actually feels smoother than that tacky stuff did. So I go through this. I'm going to size them all, full length size, because I'm not sure what they were shot in before. And when I reload these after firing them in my gun, I may just size them to try to lengthen the life of the brass, but I'll see. This is feeling pretty good. I think lubing the inside of the case mouth helps. I wasn't doing that before with the sticky lube. Yeah, I was having to put some pressure on this thing. That one's got some pressure. Let's see here. Wow. Speaking of pressure. I'll set that one aside. Now a few of these I had sized before and I threw them back in to polish them. So some of them that feel real easy, I had like 20 of them that were sized already. I may be running into some of them. That one's got a little dent in the mouth. Let's see how it feels. Yeah, took the dent right out, no problem. This stuff is not sticky. It feels maybe slightly slick, if any at all. Don't really feel any residue. Maybe it feels slightly wettish or damp. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do the rest of this batch. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do the rest of the batch. Okay, finally, I'm down to my last 3 shells. I got about 8 or 10 shells in this batch that are just really tight to form. And you see there's a little, like a nick here in the rim. Whatever happened to them, the gun that they were in, something, an ejector or something, or extractor was having trouble with it and kind of nicked that and boogered it up. So I'm thinking that they were stuck in the gun when they were trying to be extracted. So anyway, I'm taking and filing that little nick off just so it don't get hung up in the shelf feeder. That little nick will get them hung up in there. And then just going really slow with them. I'm afraid I'm going to bust. I got some little sheet drywall screws which are not structural. I didn't have any real screws or bolts handy, so I got those, but I'm trying to, oh my gosh, do this without cracking those. So I'm going just really easy. These things are incredibly, I almost got to put 200 pounds on it. But other than that little, the ding, the little telltale ding on each rim. Yeah, and there's some deformation there. Looks like an extractor. Yeah, there's something kind of jammed up with them. So they were fired in a gun that, I don't know, if they had too much powder or the gun had a messed up chamber. Something messed up, but little head's kind of boogered up. And the lube seems to, I really like this lube a lot. I was using this little tacky lube. It looks like Vaseline, but it's just really tacky. And you roll the shells on the on this mat here, but it's just a sticky mess. It gets all over your fingers, gets all over everything, and then you got to wipe it off the shells. This lube pretty much just sort of dries and like it was never there. Here we go there. Okay, come on. Oh, work out. Look at that. I think I put an inch on it tonight. Oh. This one's dinged up a little bit, not quite as much. See how it goes. Oh yeah, man, there. Oh gosh. The booger's kind of tight, but definitely the dry lube, I think, is a huge improvement. Okay, next thing, I'm going to trim the shells to length. I'm going to think about it. I may just measure them. If they're over, then I'll trim them, or I may just trim them all and have them identical. I'll have to think about that for a second. Okay, I think I'm just going to trim these all so they'll be uniform, so I know everything is pretty much the same starting out, because I don't know how many times they've been shot or what they've been shot out of. But this is a Lee case trimmer, trims the mouth down to appropriate length, and as the shells get fired, they tend to stretch out and get longer, and you don't want this to get up too high, because if it gets in the rifling, it will potentially cause pressure issues. So anyway, I got it on this old drill here that is probably as old as me. I got it inheritance from my dad. Basically, that's all there's to it. I got a little foot pedal speed control on the drill, but that takes it down to the right length. And I use this. This is an RCBS chamfer. Puts a nice inner and outer chamfer on the shell. So it can get a little tedious, but I think it will help eliminate any issues if I have any questions in the future about variability or accuracy issues or whatever. At least this won't be a factor. And I'm not gonna get crazy. I don't have really a precision sniper rifle, but I do have a 1903 Springfield. I got it from a buddy at work. It had been sort of sporterized, modified a little bit, but I found some new old stock hardware, and I got it pretty much rebuilt with original parts, or replica original parts, whatever. Less the bayonet. I did not get a bayonet. The fake bayonets was $100. The real ones were $300. But I felt like it was a lot of money. That's probably more than what I got in the gun already. The gun, I probably got $250 in it. So I don't want to spend a lot more money on it. There's, I got talking. I don't think I. So that's a little bit time consuming, but you don't need to do that every time. What I plan to do is after I shoot them, spot check a few. I'll measure them like before and after. If I need to, I got a book, a log book. I need to record what I did with this lot of shells. But I'll just spot check them, and then at some point they get where they're starting to look like they're going to get close. Then I'll trim them down again. Okay, this is one I already trimmed. This also is a time you can polish your shells if you want. I really don't want to polish them. This is one I think that I sized before and trimmed. But this is kind of a nasty one here, so what you can do is take a little bit of your Scotch-Brite here. Don't get your fingers wrapped up in it. That pretty much, well, there's still a bit of a stain. This one really had a stain on it. But I don't think stain has any practical effect on anything other than making it look pretty, or making it not look pretty. get this and the base that's in the drill works for everything, and then you got to get the right shell holder for your shell base. Then you got to get the right rod for the correct length of the shell. You could do this, I guess, on rifle or pistol ammo if you're going to get crazy, but I don't think it serves any use at all, especially for a revolver. Probably not for a pistol either. But I guess you could potentially, if your 9mm get long, if you got a crimp die on it, with a roll crimp. I don't know if that's an issue at all or not. I never really thought about it for a pistol. I need to read my reloading book again, obviously, so I don't remember. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and get the rest through.